When I visited the Philadelphi Corridor, it was basically one long sandy road across what is a barrier or a fence between Gaza and Egypt, and everything next to it was destroyed.
This route in Gaza is a major sticking point in Israeli hostage negotiations with Hamas. Pressure has been mounting to reach a deal that would free the remaining captives, but Israeli society is divided over this corridor.
Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Philadelphia.
In May, Israel took control of this stretch of land called the Philadelphi Corridor. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists that a military presence is needed here to defeat Hamas.
זהו צינור החמצן וההתחמשות של החמאס.
Hamas has so far rejected any deal that includes an Israeli deployment in the corridor. Here's why it's become so contentious. The Philadelphia Corridor is a narrow, roughly 9-mile stretch of land that runs along Gaza's southern border.
When I was there, the area was completely devastated, but it was also very clearly 100% under Israeli control.
A security buffer was initially established there by a peace treaty between Egypt and Israel in 1979. Israel turned over control of the corridor to Egypt and Palestinian authorities after pulling out of the Gaza Strip in 2005. Israel's military alleges the corridor has become Hamas's main avenue for smuggling weapons into Gaza.
They showed us a tunnel about a half-mile away from the border, but that was considered a tunnel that was internal for militants to move around inside of Gaza. They haven't shown us the evidence of those cross-border tunnels, although they talk about them being used all the time.
Netanyahu has doubled down on his demand to keep troops on the border, saying it is vital to cut off a key lifeline for Hamas.
ציר הרשע צריך את ציר פילדלפי. ומאותה סיבה, אנחנו חייבים לשלוט בציר פילדלפי. חמאס מתעקש מהסיבה הזאת שלא נהיה שם, ומהסיבה הזאת אני מתעקש שכן נהיה שם.
Now, there is a dispute inside Israel between Benjamin Netanyahu and his own security establishment, between Netanyahu and the military. The dispute is, can Israel afford to leave the corridor, even for just several weeks, and will it be able to go back if necessary? Netanyahu believes if Israel leaves the corridor at all, there will be too much international pressure on Israel never to go back.
Israel's military chief of staff has said that the Gaza-Egypt border could be monitored remotely.
That means Israel will build or put a lot of sensors in the ground so they can know when Hamas is trying to build tunnels or trying to smuggle things underground, or they can have cameras above ground in order to check for any smuggling. And if they see those things happening, the military can immediately raid the area and prevent it from happening.
Some families of hostages have accused the government of prioritizing the corridor over the well-being of the captives.
All they care about is the politics, and they didn't approve to do a deal with Hamas, and so our loved ones are still there, and currently we don't see the horizon and don't know when they will be back with us.
אלופים בצה"ל שמכירים היטב את ציר פילדלפי עומדים מולנו ואומרים בקול רם וגלוי ולציטוט: ציר פילדלפי זה קשקוש, נתניהו לא רוצה עסקת חטופים. עכשיו זה פילדלפי, מחר זה ציר אחר, ספין אחר.
Despite this, Netanyahu has rejected calls to soften his stance, saying any change in policy would be a concession to Hamas.
What message does this send Hamas? It says, kill more hostages, murder more hostages, you'll get more concessions. The pressure internationally must be directed at these killers, at Hamas, not at Israel.
Whatever the truth about the significance of this stretch of land, vital to Israel's defense or a pawn in the politics of war, it will be central to the outcome of ceasefire talks and any hope of freeing the hostages.